Welcome back, Kevin's Mobile Repair. We got us a 2004 Tundra 4.7. We're doing an alternator today. Show you guys a couple little tricks, a couple little how-tos, make things a little easier. So we got our new one is already installed. So I'll show you some step-by-step on how and what to do. First, the upper air breather will come off. I just got it, put it up out of the way. 210s for the clamps. Disconnect a couple little things. Make sure your hoses like this go back in the same place when you take them off. Took out the air filter box. 3 10s, 2 on the top half, 1 on the bottom. Sits right here. Got the 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and just up and out of the way. And then I disconnected one of the hoses from that said item too. It'll go right back here. All right, once that is up and out of the way, you have all this free room right here. Now I had already had the belt off because this one had already snapped and got destroyed, but a couple of different ways you can do this. Belt removal, there's a tensioner. It is right here. The nut on front is going to be a 14, so you can use a 14 millimeter socket right down there and rotate it, and that will take the belt itself completely off. You can, the way I gained access to it was by taking off that air filter housing over here, taking off the power steering pump, and the alternator comes out in this direction. I did not take the fan clutch off, didn't take the fan shroud, none of that good stuff in order to get to it. You can do so if you want to have plenty more room up front, but I've done this a couple times and I did not need to do so, but you do what you need to do to make it easier. Also replacing the belt tensioner. So half of these are behind timing belt cover. Timing belt cover 10, 10, 10, 10 right there, which sits right here. Cover itself comes off. And then you got a multitude of 12 millimeter bolts that hold the tensioner assembly in. You can see all 4 of them right here. It sits like yay. So you got 2 there and 2 there. One is going to be the 14 millimeter right here that you take off for the upper half of the alternator. So doing all this, there's only a couple extra steps and stuff in order to get this alternator belt tensioner out. So that's why I opted to do this as well for the customer, not charging them anymore to do that belt tensioner. 14 right here for the upper part of the alternator. There's another 14 down at the bottom, which you can see. We orientate like this. So you got the 1 here that you can see that's on the bottom half of the bracket, and then you got another 14 right here. Your connector here is going to be a 10, and then disconnect your electrical connector right there in the back. You can see those right there. All right, so once you get this timing half cover here off, you're going to undo the power steering pump and move it out of the way. It's going to be a 14 millimeter nut here, a bolt here, and a bolt here. And you can get to them by rotating the power steering pump pulley. The holes will line up and you can take it out that way. Take off your reservoir right here to give you plenty of room so you can move it back and forth, because when the alternator comes out, it will come out through this upper section right here. So the power steering pump comes and you can move it out of the way. See a little tang right there? Come from the back half here with a screwdriver, bend it up just a little bit, and that will free it from that little lock piece right there, and then this will come up and move out of the way. Don't have to disconnect anything as far as that is concerned. You do need to be careful. This little hose goes to the pressure sensor for the power steering, so just gotta be careful of that. When that is moved up and out of the way, the alternator itself can slide up and out, and then going back together, same process, just going back in. Put everything back in, take off your bolts. Because there's so many in a couple different sizes, you take them off and then make sure that you put the correct ones going back to the same item. Be careful with these bolts, especially with something that's been on here for 20 something years. The bolts tend to shear the heads off if you don't have a socket on there straight, or a 12-point ratcheting wrench is what I would recommend for a lot of these, if you can get to them. Like I can get to the 12s for like this one, and this one. Oh, sorry, this center timing cover also comes out. There's a 12 down at the bottom, and then that 12 right there, and then this little piece right here slides up and out of the way, so you can get to the tensioner. Will come